Another day, another Manchester United drama. Of course, I'm talking about Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho. Now, initially, it was the Manchester City Derby versus Manchester United, of course, that happened this past weekend, where both of these guys were dropped. And they weren't even in the squad. They were just they were at home. Like, literally, they were at home. And that's kind of where it all started. And if you even want to take a further step back, there's a whole drama about it as well as to, some sort of leaking of the lineups. It's been speculated that Garnacho was doing that. I'm not entirely sure of that, if I'm being super honest. But those two players were deemed like, we're not going to do it. And then Amorim came out and actually said that it wasn't for anything else other than what they've been showing at practice, that they just didn't impress, and so he didn't include them. And now, it was yesterday for me, maybe like 2 days ago by the time this gets posted. 2 days ago, Marcus Rashford said that he was going to, basically he said he was going to be up for a new challenge. And I think everybody was kind of like, what are you talking about? And everybody took it as he's going to leave. I think naturally so, right? When I leave Manchester United, I'll make a statement, and it will be from me. That's for sure. As you can see there, for me personally, I'm ready for a new challenge and the next steps, a.k.a. I'm leaving Manchester United. When I leave, it's not going to be any hard feelings. You're not going to have any negative comments for me about Manchester United. That's me. I'll always be a Red, which is true. He joined the Reds when he was really, really young, came out the academy. Has been playing. I looked it up because I was like, I feel like he's been around forever. It's been since 2015, and he's had, 5 permanent head coaches, 8 total coaches in that entire time. And the weird part about Manchester United is that every time they get a new coach, it is law. It is law that they beef with the players that are there. Who did? It was Jose Mourinho with Paul Pogba. And then it was Eric Ten Hag with CR7, and then it was, you can throw the lot in there. Honestly, it was weird because I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the only one that really got a good bounce out of the team. They just weren't consistent enough, and he wasn't like an elite level coach, so they did have to move off of him. Maybe that was a good thing, maybe it wasn't. But either way, they are where they are now, and I think this player toxicity has gotten so bad. For players to be leaking lineups to, just random Twitter, whoever accounts, and they're leaking the lineups, it's like, what the fuck's going on? So clearly it is a bad culture, and again, many coaches have tried to shape it out. But I think what they keep running into is that it's really difficult. Marcus Rashford has a lot of time on his contract, and he makes a lot of money. And so it's going to be really difficult to shift off of him. I'm sure that they would try, but him and Garnacho, it's just going to be tough to shift off of those players. But like I said, I've seen that they were trying to get rid of already. And again, there's just been so many stuff. This, I'm not sure that it's like a assassination witch hunt. In terms of Marcus Rashford is a young English star, and he's on probably establishment wise and throughout time, the most popular team in Manchester United in England, right? And so that's just going to generate a lot of content for these outlets, and it just always is. It always would. It always will. It's if anything happens with the Cowboys, for example, the Cowboys are irrelevant. The Cowboys, you don't have hopes for them for the playoffs. If they do something crazy, or if they win or lose, everyone's talking about it. That's just the way it is. That's the name of the game. You're the most popular, you get the most scrutiny, you get the most articles written about you. So I'm not exactly sure. And if they had anything else, I might be a little bit more lenient. But again, I think even for Marcus Rashford, I think he would want to be out. Sometimes you just need a fresh change. Sometimes, you're kind of like, this shit's not it, and you got to move on and find somewhere else to play. And if it continues to happen, that you're not playing your best, but Manchester United fans, media, ex-players, and seemingly the staff have all kind of turned on Marcus Rashford. Garnacho, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if that bridge is burned just yet, but it's kind of turned, and it's one of those things too, like Harry Maguire, where it's just like, I've been calling it for years. I was like, dude, just go. Like, just go somewhere else. Like, you still have plenty to offer, and you can kind of redeem yourself. Whereas in Manchester United, they just hate your fucking guts. And I'm not laughing at him. I'm just saying, like, dude, it is so obvious that they hate him so much that it's like, man, you'd be better off playing somewhere else, because he's not that bad, but when he makes one mistake, it gets blown up, right? Darwin Núñez in the media side as well, where it's like he misses one time and it's just like, boom, we're gonna just shit pile on him, right? This is the way. When the media has a narrative, sometimes it just kind of always plays through, and sometimes if you're somewhere fresh, it just helps out. Sorry, that fucking my cat is making noise. And again, it's not even that he's a bad guy. I think you can still say that he needs to be somewhere fresh, that he's clearly, I don't know if it's a rut. I don't know if he's gotten comfortable. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but Marcus Rashford is clearly not, it's just not going for him at Manchester United. And he's clearly a class act. I think coming from where he came from, the humble beginnings, and him giving back and paying it forward, the way that he does, like, he is a phenomenal person. It is just amazing. And unfortunately, that has no bearing to do on his football, and that's just what he does currently. Currently, he's a football player, and currently you can critique the football going on the field. And we're not at practice, so I'm not going to say that, he's not good at practice. I don't know, but Amorim doesn't seem to rate him. And so we're going to go over that. My likes are fucking destroying me right now. Sorry, I had one more thing. And I wanted to say as well that Amorim has absolutely been class the entire time about it. I think unlike Ten Hag and Jose Mourinho when they were in their battles against their players, Amorim, he's not been one to take a cheap shot. They've asked him, hey, is Marcus Rashford kind of shit or what? And he's just like, I want what's best for Marcus Rashford. When they asked him about Marcus Rashford saying he wanted a new challenge, Amorim said, listen, we all want a new challenge. That's why I'm here. That's what we're going to do. This is all going to be a new challenge for all of us. Yada, yada, yada. Like, his spin, his quickness, the way he's so good with not giving the media shit. Bravo. Bravo. I honestly, I think they got themselves a manager. And Manchester United think that they're not in a rebuild, and they've been not in a rebuild for 14 years, 15 years, or whatever, however long it's been. Like, dude, they've been in a rebuild since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And so they just haven't accepted it. And they thought they've been splashing on a player because they think like, hey, this player will turn it around for us. No, brother, you need a culture shift, and you need a total facelift. Like, you need to completely revamp the squad. And that has not happened in a while. Like I said, I think they've just been in denial this entire time because they're Manchester United, because they're expected to win, and they haven't done so. And so hopefully Ineos, for as like kind of stingy and weird as they seem, hopefully they give him time and they back Amorim, and he is able to get that change, because it took a while even for Liverpool, and then it took a while for Jurgen Klopp to really get going. And eventually, obviously, you see where he is, and he was able to leave the club. And Arne Slot wasn't working from scratch. Arne Slot was, he had a great foundation, and he was able to kind of tweak here and there and put his own imprint. Yes, but they were nowhere near as when Sir Alex Ferguson left and David Moyes took that job. But anyway, it is interesting to see. We'll keep an eye out on Marcus Rashford. Allegedly, they already have the replacement ready in Nico. They want Nico Williams. So you're going to see a lot of links, a lot of going for certain players. It's just gonna be a matter of time what the club decides. What I think this comment right here, honestly, what Amorim decides and what he wants, the kind of style he wants to play, and where Marcus Rashford is able to go, because that's going to be quite the contract to try to get out of or to try to sell. We'll see what happens moving forward. But yeah, as of right now, Marcus Rashford looks like he is 1 foot out. I'm seeing as soon as January, which honestly seems impossible to me. I don't know that big teams will spend big in January. Would he be open to a loan move to purchase? Will he be, just loan move and then reassess back in the summer? Whatever the case, whatever that looks like, it'll be interesting to see. But Manchester United, they got the win, which was, I think, the biggest part in believing in Amorim and that project, without Garnacho and Marcus Rashford even in the squad. So we will see what happens moving forward.